I don't know about you guys, but I love time lapses like this. They're usually pretty hard and aggravating to try and make on your phone or camera. Well, the ATLI EON claims to make it so much easier. We're gonna find out. We're gonna review it today, guys. Stay tuned. Crazy Will here from Crazy Will's Tech Show. Today, we're going to be reviewing the ATLI EON time-lapse camera. So the people at ATLI reached out to me and asked me if I would review their new time-lapse camera, the ATLI EON. Now I get asked to do camera reviews all the time, and I actually have a playlist of camera reviews that you can view right here. Well, this one seemed really interesting to me for the fact that it was only focusing on time lapses. And I thought that was kind of pretty unique, a little odd, but I was like, I love 3D printing and I love time lapses with 3D printing, and I love time lapses because I'm a YouTuber. So I didn't have any expectations. I said yes. I was like, we'll give it a try. Worst case scenario, it's another one that I throw off to the side and don't ever use again. So I'm gonna do it a little different today. Let's go over to the workbench and actually unbox this together, and I'll show you what we get in the box. Let's open it up and see what comes in it. Oh, it's a box inside a box. Very pretty box. All right, take a quick look at the box. Really nice, pretty, tells you all the stuff on the back there. Side, ready to lapse through time. Wow, this looks really cool. All right, so we got the camera right here. Definitely take a look at that. Black, I like the black. I don't see a window in the back here. I guess that doesn't, or maybe it is. Let's see, oop, no, that's where the battery goes. All right. Looks like we got a USB Type-C, probably for charging. That looks like a microphone in. I'll take a look at that. We got an adjustable ring. Got an SD card already loaded inside here. That's nice. Ooh, and that is 16 gigs. We got a soft body case. All right. A nice lens hood to stop the glare from going in, especially if you're doing long distance stuff. A mounting screw for right here. That's a mounting screw. That's good. We got a tripod. That's pretty cool. Opens up. Well, that's going to be awesome for the 3D prints. Like that. Portable. We got a USB to USB Type-C. Can never get enough of those. Alright, pull here. Looks like an instruction manual. Very nice and neat. Quick starter guide. We're going to need that. Looks like a Chinese version of the quick starter guide. Stickers. And it looks like the battery is right there. That's the battery. Looks like it screws on like so. So we could use it as a handy stick, or we can use it as a tripod. Which I really like that. That's going to be really good. It's got an articulating movement here. You get different angles. And that's what you get inside the box. So that was the unboxing. This is the camera with the setup. It is not waterproof, but with the body glove, it can be weather resistant. So you can put it outside. I love the tripod that it came with right away. I did notice you do have to manually focus it. And I noticed right away it didn't have an LCD screen. So I was a little like, really? It is very app driven, which we will get to the app. But after playing with the app, I will say you're not gonna miss the LCD screen at all. And you don't need it because this is what's gonna make this thing contain its power better. And we'll get into that as we go on. So get it out of your head that it doesn't have an LCD screen in the back. That's actually a really good thing. And as we go through this review, you will see why. All right, let's talk about the specs of this camera. Now, this is only a 1080p camera, which honestly, if you've watched my past videos, I really don't see the need for anything more than 1080p, especially because I'm a content creator. 1080p is kind of the standard. You can also take photos on this. The photo resolution is 2688 by 1520. The field of view on this is 72 degrees, so you're getting 72 degrees of a viewing angle on this camera. Like I said earlier, it is a manual focus. The focus length is 7 centimeters to infinity. Now the video is actually MP4. Playback frame rate is 25 frames per second. You can do a time lapse with this from anywhere from 0.05 seconds to 24 hours. It's got a schedule mode, which I'm gonna show you in the app. It can support SD cards up to 128 gigs, so you can get quite a bit of storage. Now this does have Wi-Fi that works up to 5 meters, so you can get pretty far from it and you have Wi-Fi. I will say that you can actually connect it to your network, which is really cool. You can actually connect it to the Wi-Fi network. I do love the hood. You can make it flat, you can make it long, you can place this up to a window so that way you won't have reflection. This does have a UV lens in it. Really cool. It stops all the UV light so you can get those beautiful sunsets or sunrises. It will not affect the sensor of the camera, which is really nice that they include that. Now this camera does come in black or white, and it retails for $199. So around 200 bucks, you have a nice little time-lapse camera. That comes with basically everything you're gonna need. All the accessories are included. Not a bad price point. Really nice that they added all this stuff in. A lot of camera companies don't do that. Let's take a look at some of the time-lapse videos that I did on this camera. The first time-lapse that I did was of a sky. It was the absolute first one I did. I just set it up, threw it on my deck, and did a sky time-lapse. I thought that came out really cool looking. The next one I did was of my resin 3D printing because I was resin 3D printing at the time, and I thought, let's see if this looks cool doing this, and that came out really cool. The next day I took it to work with me, and I was like, you know what, it'd be really cool to see how this battery lasts and see what it would look like from morning till night. So that is a time lapse from morning till night at my job, watching people come in and out. Then I thought I'd do some more 3D printing, and then I got another big resin 3D printer, and I changed the time lapse of it so it would just look like it was rising up from the resin 3D printer. I'm still trying to get the hang of this camera to get the timing just right with 3D printers. So really cool, really easy to use. I really enjoyed messing around with this and trying to do time lapses of several different things. I really wanted to do one of a plant growing, but I still got to learn a little bit more about this time lapse camera. Not that there's a big learning curve, it's trying to get the timing right is what I've ran into. Using the camera was super easy. You'll see in the app how easy it is. Now this does take photos, and I will show you a couple photos of what it does. And it does do regular video. What I'm gonna do is I wanna show you what the regular video looks like and what it sounds like. It does have sound capture. Believe it or not, they put it on this camera. They didn't need to do that, but it's not that great anyway, but it is cool that you have that ability. So let me show you what that looks like. 5 seconds to hold down on the top button right here to turn it on. And that's basically all the buttons that you have on this thing. And now through my Wi-Fi, I can actually connect to it. All right, so this is what the video quality looks like. And this is the audio that you're going to get from this. I went outside with this because the video was creating a strobe light effect because of my LED light. So I brought it outside so you guys could hear the audio and see the actual video quality, and you didn't have a strobe light effect in my office. All right, so speaking of the app, let's go take a look at that right now. All right, so we're going to go to the ATLI camera application. Right there, and that's the splash screen. Those are the two cameras you can get. All right, so we have a lot of stuff here. You could discover how to use it. There's a lot of great tutorials here. You can go to the album. That's what you have on here. The camera, we'll look at that in a second. We'll go to tutorials. Really good tutorials. I went through all these myself. And then you can go to the about. All right, so now we're going to click on the camera part. We'll click on that, and it'll search for camera. And I actually have mine connected to Wi-Fi, which is really cool. I don't have to connect to the camera itself. Normally, the cameras will put out a Wi-Fi signal, and you have to connect to them that way. And it does prompt you to do that in here, just like a GoPro would, but I don't have to do that because I actually set this up for Wi-Fi, and I will show you in the app how you set that up. We're going to click on the middle button right here, the image. From here, at the top, you can pick time-lapse, photo, or video. Those are your three options. If we hit record right here, right now, it'll ask us how long you want to do it for. So if you want to do it for every 5 seconds, 6 seconds, whatever, minute, hour, whatever you want to do here, you can do. So let's do it for every 3 seconds. We'll hit start, and we'll let that go. And what we'll do is we'll swing my hand. See, right now it's taking a picture. Took another picture, take another picture. And why it's doing that, we could, you could log out of this camera, log back in, and go to preview, and then you could watch the preview while it's still going. So it's still recording right now, and we could stop that, and you could see it does a little loop right there. You could see how it goes around and around, and every 3 seconds it's taking a picture. Again, you could preview it live, which is really cool. So we'll stop that, and you could pause it, which will let you pause it so we can reposition the camera or adjust something, or you can end it. So let's just hit pause for now. So if we hit the play again, it'll say resume, and this is where you could change your interval again. Now, if I say, oh, I want to do it every 2 seconds, or if I want to bring it up to every 5 seconds, or every minute, whatever you want to do, and then you hit resume, and it'll continue to keep going. So we're going to stop this now. We'll hit the camera button again, and we're going to hit stop, and that'll end your time lapse. So the next thing that I want to show you, orientation. If you click on this, you could pick what orientation the camera is. So if we go to this, it'll turn it to its side, however you have it orientated. Right now I have it orientated just straight up and down, but you can change it. So if you want to do like TikToks or Instagram videos, you know, time lapses, you can do that. Now if we click on the A, you get a whole bunch of stuff. That's automatic right now. You can set it up for clouds, you can set it up for cityscapes, flowers, stars, sunset. I have it on automatic. I haven't had any problems. You can go into manual if you want. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you could do, white balance. You can get all into the camera part of that stuff. Honestly, I didn't mess with any of that. I just kept it on auto. Oh, by the way, up in the corner, it shows you the battery life. Now, if we go on the bottom corner on the left, you'll see these double lines. We're going to click on those. And this is how you connect it to your Wi-Fi right here. I got the wireless LAN, and I put in my Wi-Fi name, user, and password, and you can connect to that, and then you don't have to log into the camera anymore. There's the grid. You can turn that on. Go back now. It shows you a grid, so that way you could see how to position your camera. Really useful. Let's go back to this. Power save mode. If you click on this, it goes into power save mode and turns it off. Memory card. If you click on that, you could also reformat your memory card, or you could see how much. And I have a lot of videos on there right now. That's amazing that it has that much space. If we go to advanced options, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Built-in FPT server. I haven't played with that yet. I should try that. Another part I want to show you is output video. Now you could do regular video, or you could do video with a photo sequence, so it'll keep each photo. So if you want to use the photos, there's another part in here that I'll show you where you could actually use the photos and show like a gradient of change throughout the time. You could do individual sequence photos, or you could do just video. You could turn off the time lapse, stamp, the watermark, all that stuff. You could turn it off. Obviously I didn't turn it off because they sent me this camera, so I'm going to show them who does it, and I'm probably going to leave it on there. It's an awesome camera. I want people to know about it. All right, we click on schedule. You can play with the schedule. I haven't played with this, but apparently you can make intervals and you could set up a schedule. I would also put it in power save mode, and you can make it go for several days. All right, we'll get out of settings. Takes a second for it to load. There it goes. Now we can go into actual images. So we can go in through here, and we could actually see what's on the camera, and then we can see what's actually on my phone. And if you want to download anything, let's say I want to download, and this is the sequence I made, by the way, of a time lapse. So if I want to download this, I could just click download. It automatically downloads right to my phone, saves it. It's very fast. If you click on, it looks like some kind of weird ball chain thing right over here in the corner. We can actually send this to any TikTok or Instagram we want, or email or text message, however we want to do that. So if you go into the image sequence, that's what an image sequence looks like. It actually takes the pictures and stores it in a folder for you. And then you can go into slicing this right here, and then you can pick a number of slices you want. So let's say I do 55, and I want it at an angle. And if we go in there, it'll actually slice this up and make a beautiful looking photo of a sequence. So you see how the time lapse cuts it up a little bit, so you can kind of see like a variation, which I thought was a really cool feature. I don't know how much I would use it. All in all, that's the app. It's very simple, very easy. Really impressive app with this little camera. Really pleasantly surprised with the app. The connectivity, the ease of use, how they laid it out. You could tell there was a lot of thought into that app. All right, so let's talk about battery life on this thing. That is one of the key features of this camera, is they claim that you get 99 hours of battery life. I don't know if that's true. I think if you put it in battery save mode, and if you were doing a photo every hour or every day, it could possibly work for 99 hours. I haven't tested that. I haven't had time to do that. Full 8-hour day of working at the store from open till close, so 10 o'clock to 5:30. I got the battery down to 30%. And I was taking a snapshot every minute, and it was running throughout that whole time. So the battery life is really impressive on this camera. I will say it is a really good battery. Now, there were several scenarios where I was worried about the battery life because I was doing overnight prints, like for that Incredible Hulk where I did that giant print. I did connect a battery backup to it, and I just used a regular USB Type-C connection that's on the side here. If you have a solar panel, which I do, Real Link sent me an extra solar panel If you want to see that video, it's right here. It's a security camera, and you can connect it up to this and it'll charge this battery. So you can get really creative if you're into those outdoor time lapses, or you want to film your plant time lapse. You can do that. All right guys, pros and cons time. So let me tell you what I really liked about this camera and what I really didn't like about it. So let's start with the pros. The app is incredible. I can't say enough about the app. I really enjoyed this. Usually it's like, oh, the app's okay, or it's very lacking. No, they got everything working to a T. I love how easy it is to make time lapses with this camera. They really found a niche area and they went with it, and they really did an awesome job. I could see myself using this in a lot of my videos now. It came with everything you need. It wasn't just like they threw a camera in the box and they said, figure it out. They gave you everything. The tripod, the lens hood. You don't have to search around for anything. The UV protective lens, connector pieces, everything that you're gonna need to get up and running is in the box. Even the SD card. Another thing that I really like, and I wish more camera companies would do this, I get very frustrated when I'm shooting videos and I have to switch to the Wi-Fi of the camera on my phone. They did an amazing job with connecting this straight to your home network Wi-Fi, which I think is incredible. Man, what a time saver that is. Not only do you make a time lapse with it, but you can preview it while it's making a time lapse. So it's not like, hey, I'm only in shooting mode, leave me alone. No, I can see how the time lapse is going, and I can adjust it on the fly. Cons. It's not really a con, but I'm gonna just mention it. The manual focus is a little bit of a con, but I know why they did it, because they want to reserve the battery life. The audio is absolutely crap on this thing, but it wasn't designed for audio. It's pretty nice that they put it in there. It's designed to be a time-lapse camera, so you can't really count that. Low light situations. This is not really the best camera for low light situations. It wasn't horrible, it just, you could tell that it really does like light. I did do another time lapse where I was going to bed and I wanted to see basically what I do at night when I'm sleeping, how many times I toss and turn, and how many times my wife punches me in the face while I'm sleeping. And as soon as the lights went out, it was completely dark and you couldn't see anything. So my overall thoughts, guys, I'm actually really blown away by this little camera. It's like if Apple and GoPro said, well, hey, we want to work together and make a time-lapse camera. This would be their baby. It's a very well executed product. They worried about the app, they worried about the functionality of the camera, they gave you everything you needed in a nice, neat package. And honestly, I enjoyed it so much. I hope whenever they update this camera or make a new one, they keep me in mind, because this is going to be used regularly in my YouTube videos. Another thing that I didn't mention earlier is you could buy multiple of these and put them on your network, connect through the app, do multiple cameras if you wanted to. So really cool. And at the price point of $200, if you're really into time lapses and you're into video making, or you're into YouTube or TikTok or any of that type of stuff, this is kind of a must-have, guys. Can't say enough good things about it. Honestly, I give it a 5 out of 5. If you're into this kind of thing, go and pick one up. You're not going to be disappointed, and you're probably going to thank me for it, because it really surprised the heck out of me. I just thought it was going to be another camera that somebody sent me that was just going to be like, ah, it's all right, it does this, it does that. No, they executed this really well. That's it for me, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if this helped you in any way. And if you really enjoyed my content, ring that bell so you get notified when I make a video. And remember, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Later, guys. Another 5-star. You guys think I'm just giving these out. You don't understand. These companies are actually stepping up, man. Like, I refuse a lot of products. I know what you're thinking. Crazy Will's Tech Show's over. What do I do now? Real simple, guys. You hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button, and then you check out my other videos. It's not over. I made a lot. It's been a good year.